We're all shopping for essentials online these days, and now you can get rewarded for it. With the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping. The essentials have never felt more rewarding. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding to apply now. Copyright 2021, Bank of America Corporation.
Getting recommendations from your friends for that perfect diet might be a big waste of time. The real answer is already within you, your genes. What are the best foods based on your DNA? What foods have the nutrients that you need? How quickly do you metabolize caffeine and alcohol? Don't guess. Use the code Speak for Yourself for $20 off a Geno Palette DNA kit. Find out how to eat for your genes.
Welcome to Speak for Yourself. I'm Jason McIntyre, here with my man LeVar Arrington and Rick Bucher, Marcellus Wiley and Emmanuel Acho. They're out today. We're going to keep it moving, starting in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers got a lot off his chest Wednesday when he was in front of the media for the first time since returning to Green Bay. The reigning MVP went over a number of issues, but one big takeaway was his desire to be involved in decision-making. Take a listen.
I'm not asking for anything that other great quarterbacks across the last few decades have not gotten. The opportunity to just be in conversation. So if you're gonna cut a guy who, based on a meritocracy, was our second best receiver in training camp last year for the majority of camp, maybe run it by me, see what I feel. I might be able to change your mind. But at least to be in a conversation makes you feel like you're important, you're respected.
Very well said. LeVar Arrington, how involved should Aaron Rodgers be in Packers personnel decisions?
Listen, he needs to be involved. How much? There needs to be as much of a conversation. Have a conversation with your guy. Didn't you just hear what he just said? That is a sensible response. He said it in his interview. I've got experience. I've got time. I've got accomplishments. Why not just run it by me? He's older. He's a savvy vet. He's seen a lot. He's experienced a lot. And he's a Green Bay Packer. If that's all this man is asking for, imagine this, guys. You have an employee that has the skill set and the understanding of the game and personnel, and maybe he's not a scout. He doesn't have to be a scout. I hate the argument he's not a scout. I hate the argument, is he sitting there doing all of the film work on these players? Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But he's there and he understands what he knows. He understands what he needs. Why would you not just give him a place at the table to have a conversation? That's all this man has been asking for the entire time. How much do you give him? Enough for him to want to stay. That's how much. Give him a voice.
LeVar, that's not nearly enough. You need to go to Aaron Rodgers and say, hey, Aaron, what time is the conference call good for you? When works for you around your schedule? You've won 3 MVP awards. Yeah, you've won 3 MVP awards. You carried us to 13-3 the last 2 years.
Okay.
The Packers should not be acquiescing, but it's to the point, LeVar, where Aaron Rodgers just watched Tom Brady go to Tampa. Tampa can't make the playoffs for a decade. Tom Brady says, hey, can we get Antonio Brown in here? And remember, Arians was on the record saying, we don't really need Antonio Brown. Tom Brady says, we're getting Antonio Brown. Then he says, hey, call up Leonard Fournette. I'm going to go get Gronk on the horn. And guess what? Tampa goes from no playoffs for a decade to winning the Super Bowl. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers can duplicate that, but he should be leading the charge. Green Bay, LeVar, you know this. Green Bay needs to change things up. 25 years this franchise has been running with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. They have 2 Super Bowl wins. That's it in 25 years. With 2 top 10 all-time quarterbacks, they need to change things up and say, you know what? Maybe we don't have to build through the draft. Maybe, just maybe, we'll listen to Aaron Rodgers and bring in some free agents. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He needs much more say in what Green Bay's doing offensively in the offseason.
Let's hear what Rick has to say. I'm so excited to hear what Garage Rick has to say. What you got, Garage Yarn Man?
I don't know how excited you're going to continue to be. Is this how the next 2 hours is going to go?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, it is.
He should have no input on what they do with personnel decisions. He should not be sitting at the table because it's too late. Why are you inviting him to the table now? You already drafted his replacement. You already did enough things that he has enough grievances that you can't repair this. You already demonstrated after his league MVP award, you weren't interested in extending him. You already had your mindset. You're moving on. So why are you going to take advice from someone who is no longer in your plans? Do you really think at this point, after you gave him and he requested a year off of his contract, that now he wants to come back and make everything better when nobody in the front office is going to change? And just this idea of, let's have him in the conversation. You know what, Aaron, what do you think? Okay, well, we're still going to go do what we're going to do, but thanks for checking in with us and letting us know how you feel. That's almost insulting to someone of Aaron Rodgers' stature. So, no, you've already set the table. You've already demonstrated what direction you're going to go, Brian Gutekunst and Mark Murphy. So why are we now going to involve Aaron Rodgers just to placate him for a year before we decide that we're going to go in the direction we already decided we were going to go? I don't see the point in now deciding now. I mean, he was a pro. He was an all-pro 3 years ago. If you wanted to involve him while he was still in his prime, not when he's got 1 foot out the door.
He just won the league MVP, Rick Bucher. He was one
and it didn't make any
away.
difference to them.
He's 1 game away from the Super Bowl. Oh, it makes a difference, Rick Bucher. It makes a difference. And I'm going to tell you why. Like I told you before, like I have been telling you, Aaron Rodgers has set up his chessboard. He's outflanked the front office of the Green Bay Packers. He's outflanked them. And what took place in that press conference, Aaron Rodgers did some very, very important things, and this is why they had a change of heart, and they are going to change directions. And it ain't about no draft pick coming in to take his spot. Here's what happens. Aaron Rodgers gets up and he addresses the media. This is the first time you're hearing real quotes from him addressing the questions. He stood in there and he answered all of the questions. One of the things that Aaron Rodgers also said in this press conference was, people aren't vacationing in Green Bay. And you know what? I visited Green Bay as a free agent. I looked at Green Bay. I walked into Pickett's room. Pickett was the defensive lineman. They gave us the same key card. I went to his room by accident. It was a bad experience. Anyway, I digress. I was ready to leave the moment I got to Wisconsin. Shouts out to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Nothing but love. I like the stadium, enjoyed playing there. Don't want to live there. Don't want to go there. Don't want to play there. Why would I go there? Why would I want to play there? Because Brett Favre was there. Brett Favre calls me up. Yo, you think you want to come? I'm going to come take this visit because Brett Favre called me. Aaron Rodgers made it very clear. Do you believe if Jordan Love gets on the phone, hey, this is Jordan Love here.
Who?
Yeah, hey, I need you to come play. I want you to come play for me. Hey, Kamara. Yeah, you know what? We're going to work out. Let's go throw the ball. No, they're going to be like, Jordan Love is not even going to get an answer from the phone
How did you get my
call.
number?
Right. He's not even going to get an answer. You got discount double check telling you to come play for me. You're coming, Rick. He has built
LeVar.
Yes.
The first question I'm going to ask Aaron Rodgers when he calls me and says, "Hey, would you come play with me?" My first question is going to be, "How long are you going to be there, dog? Am I going to play with you?"
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that question.
What? You're 1 year?
There's nothing wrong with that question.
You asked to take another year off of your contract, I'm coming for
what you're failing to understand, Rick.
Listen, I'll get back to you, okay? Somebody else is on the other line.
You are failing to understand that Aaron Rodgers, with this presser, has now given Green Bay an out. And not an out to get rid of him, an out to create a bridge between him and the front office. The front office is in danger.
Because they're going to do that now when they haven't done it before.
Why? Because they've never been at this point. This is the first time they've been at this point, Rick. This is the first time they have been at this point. And now being at this point, you know what Aaron Rodgers did? Aaron Rodgers placed himself in a light where he extended an olive branch to the front office of the decision makers in the Green Bay Packers organization. And you know what Gutekunst did? He took that bad boy, took it and ran with it. Why is Randall Cobb coming? A very large part of Aaron Rodgers wanted it to happen.
boy.
You know what? If Aaron Rodgers wants to have a place at the table, Aaron Rodgers sat there and said that basically the stockholders, do you understand that they come here because of me? They come to play here because of me. We win because of me. If I walk out that door, so does the value of your stock. That's what he told all of them fans, and I can guarantee you them guys in the front office heard it, and now they have an opportunity to make good on it, Mac. And at the end of the day, that's what needs to happen.
So LeVar and I were talking before the show, and I'm not going to say what we were talking about, but he did mention, if my wife says, I'm doing it, okay?
Yeah.
This feels like a divorce that's happening between the Packers and Rodgers, and you just want to let it happen. Well, it's going to be over in a year. It's done.
They can fix it.
It sounds like Aaron Rodgers, like he said, offered an olive branch.
Look,
hey,
look,
man,
look,
I don't want
Rick,
this to end. I'm having a good run here in Green Bay, okay? 13-3 the last 2 years. I know the schedule's tough this year, and we lost 2 offensive lineman starters. I think I can figure things out. Aaron Rodgers wants to clearly stay there if Green Bay will listen.
Thank
Rick,
you.
Happy wife, happy life. You know that's
Come
true.
on.
You're married, Rick. We know. We've talked about this. If Aaron Rodgers is happy, and right now he's not happy, everything's going to be peachy in Green Bay. I think they can fix it. Aaron Rodgers clearly wants to.
He gave him a chance to fix it. Can you admit that, Rick? Can you admit that Aaron Rodgers gave them an opportunity to fix this?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And how did they respond to that opportunity? Do we have we actually have Aaron Rodgers telling us exactly what they gave him based on what he asked for. He asked to have a voice in their personnel decisions.
Yes.
Did he not?
Yes.
Right? Okay,
Yes.
so what did Aaron Rodgers tell us that they indicated to him? What was his takeaway? Do we have that audio?
Do we have the audio?
Aaron
I don't
Rodgers said.
expect to be a part of those discussions. So
One thing I'm not clear on, did you get the right to basically decide where you're going to play next year if you choose to play?
no, that's not what I've been told to understand now.
Okay.
So what
there's
are
one
you
of
trying
two
to
things
prove
that
there?
he wanted. He wanted either the opportunity to have a voice and influence personnel decisions, or he wanted the opportunity to leave.
Correct.
He hasn't been
That's
given
correct.
either one of those things. To his understanding,
Rick,
he hasn't been given
when
either
did this
one
become
of
a
those
public
things.
conversation? When did this become a conversation that was offered for consumption by the public? When was it offered up? When have we ever heard Aaron Rodgers be so candid about the
whether
situation?
it was public or not, it's been a conversation all summer long. And now Aaron Rodgers is explaining to us why he was thinking about going someplace else. Why he was upset with the front office. He explained all of it.
This is beautiful. This is why you play chess, because the long game of chess is you wait for your opponent to make a mistake, right? You make moves, you strategically position, boom, they made the mistake, you make the move, you get a piece, you gain strategic positioning. That's what Aaron Rodgers is doing. And now the front office has been caught, and they have to pivot. They have to pivot from what they've been saying, what has been done. He's put it out there. This is what I don't expect. This is why I want to leave. He has now given them the opportunity, He's given the public the opportunity to know why he wants to leave. And he's also given the front office. He has not. This is the first time he's ever done this. And now the front office has a chance to fix it. Front office has a chance to fix it.
Did we not scratch our heads and wonder why they drafted Jordan Love, why they moved up to draft Jordan Love? Did we have?
They wanted to get rid of him.
Oh, they
you're
let all these guys go. You're Aaron Rodgers' favorite guys: Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb.
You're being retrospective.
All of the guys that he loves are going out the door. Like, what's up with that? So, Rick, We've always had this question.
Rick, it almost sounds like you think the Packers somehow won yesterday. We seem to think that Aaron Rodgers boxed them into a corner. Even the guys who were telling Aaron Rodgers on Twitter, hey, shut up and play, Aaron. We're sick of hearing it. They heard that yesterday. They went, whoa, wait a minute. Aaron Rodgers is right. He's got the receipts on Jordy Nelson and TJ Lang and every veteran that they tried to shove out the door. They got to change their ways. It's not working.
So
he beat him to the punch.
His grievances are legitimate. I'm not disputing that. I am disputing this idea that the Green Bay Packers have suddenly seen the light and Aaron Rodgers has called them out. And now they've said, oh, you know what, Aaron? You are absolutely right. We have done this wrong for the last 10 years. Come and join us, and we're going to make it up to you. And, like, they've done none of that. And there's no reason, based on what Aaron Rodgers said yesterday, that I should expect that they are going to do anything different than they've done. So whether it's Aaron Rodgers wants to stay in Green Bay and have a voice in the organization, he didn't get that. Whether it's he wants to leave and go someplace else because he doesn't have a voice in the organization, he hasn't been guaranteed that. So I don't see anything at this moment that Aaron Rodgers has gained. LeVar, you're saying it's the long game, and at the end of the season, it's going to be different.
No, it happened already.
Maybe.
It's already happened.
Maybe. Well,
already
how
happened.
so? He hasn't got... Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb is a consolation prize. It's like, you know what? We beat you up so bad, and we get like, we'd like you to play for us this year because we know Jordan Love's not ready. So we need you for one more year. So if it's Randall Cobb is the price to get you to play one more season and show up for training camp and have the last dance, which, by the way, the Green Bay Packers didn't put out there. Aaron Rodgers put out that, and Davante Adams co-signed it. If that's what it takes to get you to play one more season for us without disruption, okay, we'll go and get Randall Cobb. Are you happy? Oh, you're happy. You're in. Great. Now we have everything we want. We have Aaron Rodgers for one more year, and we haven't had to give him anything other than Randall Cobb.
Rick, let me take us to break. You know what? We're going to table this, and we're going to come back to this. This still has a lot of meat on the bone. So let me take us to break, though, because you know what? I'm not done with you on this.
You guys need a break.
I am not done with you.
Need a break
and you know who could be done but may not be done? We'll find out. Dak Prescott. He's coming back from an injury, and he got injured again. We'll tell you how concerned we are about his shoulder. Next on Speak for Yourself.
The Cowboys got a bit of a scare Wednesday at camp. Dak Prescott left practice with soreness in his right arm. An MRI showed it was a muscle strain in his right shoulder. All eyes are on Dak's return after missing most of last season with an ankle injury. He explained what happened, saying, quote, "I felt some soreness when making certain throws today, and I really just decided not to push things too far. Better to be cautious and smart about it. I didn't see this as any kind of a serious setback. We'll treat it on a daily basis, and I'll be fine." So, Mr. McIntyre, how concerning is Dak Prescott's injury?
Yeah, I guess I would go with not concerning at all. I mean, seriously, this is a Hard Knocks ploy for the Cowboys. Hey, guys, Hard Knocks is coming up. Get excited. Nobody watched the Rams and Chargers last year. But, man, the Cowboys are here, and Dak's hurt. He's coming off the gruesome injury. We got problems. No, we don't, okay? I'm more concerned about the Dallas Cowboys offensive line. Did you guys see what happened last year? Second most injured offensive line in the league behind the Eagles. They had 9 different starters, 10 different starting lineups on the offensive line. Dak will have no chance if Tyron Smith can't stay healthy. And oh, by the way, remember when Tyron Smith was the best left tackle in the league? Has not played a full season since 2015. If they can't get the offensive line right, Dak is not going to be right. LeVar Arrington, you know a lot about defense in the NFC East, okay? That Washington front seven is nasty, all right? We know the New York Giants front seven was shockingly good last year. The Eagles are rebuilding, but their front seven is good. If the Cowboys can't figure out the offensive line, I don't care about Dak's shoulder. I don't care about his ankle. They'll have no chance in the NFC East.
I have zero and absolutely no concern about his shoulder. Not because I'm not a Dallas fan, as people know this, as you can see the colors of where, well, you know. Anyway, the point is that just because he gets a bump or a bruise during the course of a practice does not now mean that Dak Prescott is injury prone. So I just would love to be able to, as someone who has played this game, to shut down maybe what could continue to grow as a unsettling narrative about one Dak Prescott. Yes, I am defending a Dallas Cowboy. I don't think that we need to start acting as though every single thing that Dak has happened to him is the end of the world. He said he had a little soreness in his shoulder. Okay, he didn't want to push it any further than he needs to. He may not play in the Hall of Fame game. Nobody really plays too much in that game anyway. It's a fluff game. You want to get out there. You want to get people feeling good about all of the people that got inducted into the Hall of Fame and not get anybody hurt. So at the least of your worries is that Dak Prescott is in danger of not being able to be healthy coming out of training camp. He's fine. If he wasn't fine, it'd be a much bigger story. There's no need to turn this one into something that it's not. It's a little soreness, and that's all it is, Rick.
I have greater concern for you two than I do Dak Prescott at this point because of what you just forwarded. So you're telling me, J-Mac, that Dak Prescott is faking an injury in order to make Hard Knocks more watchable or entertaining? Is that what we're like? This is just for Hard Knocks. That's why.
Did you go to law school?
That's why we have this muscle strain. It's to create a narrative to make that show more interesting, And
it's
you,
not a
LeVar,
fake.
you bring up he's not injury prone. Hey, don't think he's injury prone. Like you wouldn't be thinking he might be injury prone. You wouldn't raise the question or try to tell people he's not injury prone if that thought hadn't occurred to you, because we now have him back and suddenly he has a muscle strain.
Wait, are you a Jedi,
I'm not worried
Rick?
about the...
Like, are you from Star Wars?
Yes.
Did you just try to play a Jedi mind trick on us on live television?
I sometimes have been accused of that. It's true. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Here's the thing. I'm not worried about the injury itself. Him coming back after missing a year and his shoulder, his throwing arm being sore is understandable. Although it is Dak Prescott and it is his throwing shoulder. So to just say, hey, no problem, we understand, that's a little too light. But the fact of the matter is he has missed a year and he does need every rep that he can get. We talked about this in terms of how much should he play in exhibition games. He needs to get acclimated. He needs to get back to being comfortable playing at game speed. And oh, by the way, that offensive line that you're talking about, J-Mac, that has to be so well aligned and dialed up, they happen to have a rookie center last year in Tyler Biadasz that Dak essentially has not played with. So the more time he can get working with Tyler, the better that collective offensive line is going to be. So my concern is not so much that this injury is an indicator that he's injury prone. Obviously, LeVar has some thoughts that he wants to deny himself about that, but I'm not sharing that concern. It's more that I need him to be on the field as much as possible. And if this means that he's going to miss practices or he's going to miss snaps, then yes, it's a reason for concern.
On the field in September when it matters, not July. Rick, are we sure that Dak didn't injure his shoulder?
This is not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was the last segment. This is Dak Prescott, who did not play for a year.
Are we sure Dak didn't injure his shoulder carrying duffel bags of money when he got $40 million from Jerry Jones? I mean, we don't know how this injury happened because nobody's touching Dak at practice. Come on, man. He's fine. It's July, Rick. If you're worried about injuries in July or alleged injuries, then you're going to have every quarterback in the league to be worried about, okay? Joe Burrow's not getting touched in preseason.
I'm not worried about the injury.
Dak is going to be fine. I don't care that he didn't play much of last year. That was a gruesome injury. He's a pro. He's been around the block a couple times. Be more concerned about Mike McCarthy, okay? Because we know those Hard Knocks lights get a little bright. We've seen some coaches wilt.
I am.
Jerry Jones against McCarthy in Hard Knocks. That could get ugly. Worry about the new defensive coordinator. LeVar, you may know a thing about the new defensive coordinator. Cowboys have a lot of problems. Or should I steal the rapper line? Cowboys have 99 problems. Dak Prescott, he ain't one of them.
Let me address Rick Kenobi real quick. Hey, listen here. I played in a Hall of Fame game, all right? And then, in fact, that was the first game we got to see Sean Taylor get unveiled to the world, and it was an experience. The starters played 2 series. 2 series. So the idea, this idea of you concluding that Dak needs the reps, he needs as many reps as he can get. If Dak was 100% healthy, Dak would probably play 1 to 2 series in this game at 100% healthy. Him having a shoulder or coming out of an injury year, you're not going to change that pattern. You're not going to be like, you know what? Dak needs to get as many game reps as he can get. So we're going to keep him out there for 3 to 4 to three series. Or, man, let's not say series. How about 2 quarters? You're not going to do that. And I'm going to tell you why, Rick. There's a guy on the other side of that ball that is trying to make the roster, that is not going to make the roster, that is out there. And you're not going to have Dak Prescott out there on that field when that person comes out there to play. You know why? Because he could possibly get unnecessarily injured by a guy that isn't even going to be in the National Football League by the end of preseason. It doesn't happen that way. It's not a valid point to use to say why you would be concerned about an arm injury that he sustained, a minor arm injury in practice. Rick Kenobi.
Okay, so he had his practice shortened yesterday.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's practicing today. And you're telling me that not having Dak Prescott practice with this team that's in this center that he's unfamiliar with, that's not a problem. Like, that's no reason for concern. In
Problem's
fact,
too
why
strong.
even have him practice at all? If we're worried about him re-injuring himself and
is
getting
sound.
hurt, let's just wait until the first regular season game
all
and let's turn
seriousness.
the lights on and
All
let's
in
go. I
between.
mean,
Rick,
why risk anything? He might hurt the other shoulder.
logic.
Like, how
That's sound.
far are we going to take this?
That's
How far
sound
are we gonna-
logic.
Here's the reality.
I don't like to do the extremes.
What are we hanging?
It's like,
It
here
is
or
extreme.
here.
Hanging
There's
the
no
Dallas-
gray area for
They said they don't want Aaron Rodgers 2 years ago. It's done this year.
Come
Like,
on, Rick.
Don't go back there.
Okay, I'm
Don't
just
go back
saying.
there. That was
I'm
last
just
segment.
saying, you
Here's
know,
the thing.
building a
The
case
Dallas
against you.
Cowboys season. I'm going to find something that we can agree on. The Dallas Cowboys season and their strength, the strength of this team, is their offense. Is that correct?
Yes,
Is that fair?
as we know it right
That's
now.
whatever.
It
That's
could-
why.
that
That's
could
what we're
change.
talking about them potentially.
That could
winning the
change this
division.
year, though. But yes, for now,
Okay,
yes.
but as
They're
of
pumping
right
up the first
now,
round draft
as of right
I
now,
am.
where did they invest their money?
Oh,
They
they
invested their
invest.
money
Well,
in
their
Dak
first
Prescott.
draft pick was a
defender.
very impressive defender from
Where
Penn
did
State.
they invest
Shouts out Stick
their
City, baby.
money? What were those duffel bags that J-Mac was talking about? Who carried those in? Who does those
Oh
belong to?
yeah, that
Those
went to
belong
the
Dak
quarterback.
Prescott.
No
Probably.
doubt about that.
That's the guy you paid. That's the
doubt.
guy who's supposed to make this offense elite.
No doubt.
And that guy, that catalyst of everything that you hope to do this season, on the first day of practice, strains his throwing shoulder. And you guys are like, oh, hey, what's the big deal? Like, who cares? Only everything that the Dallas Cowboys are counting on was not able to finish practice yesterday, and we don't know if he's practicing today.
I mean,
I'm
it's
not
well
saying
put.
the
The way
injury
you stated
itself
it
is
well
an
put.
issue. I'm saying him not being available is.
It was well put.
6 weeks of the season, he'll be fine. Coming up next, the Lakers have LeBron and AD. But do they need a third star, Bradley Beal maybe, to compete for a title? We'll answer that next.
You decided to upgrade your outdoor deck, so you ordered the essentials: a power washer, a set of patio chairs, and a shiny new grill. And you used your Bank of America customized cash rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping and up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member, which you put toward your most essential deck addition, a bird feeder. Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more rewarding. Copyright 2021, Bank of America Corporation.
With Vroom, you can buy a car entirely online and have it delivered straight to you, so you never have to go to a dealership again. Yes. Instead of going to a dealership, you can buy a car from home or park, or even as you listen to this podcast, literally anywhere else. With Vroom, you can browse thousands of cars in one place, so you don't have to spend your weekend driving out to a million different dealerships. You don't have to haggle or negotiate with pushy salesmen. Hey, man, leave me alone. When you sell your car on Vroom, you get an offer in minutes, so you don't have to waste time at a dealership anymore. Thank you. Vroom is entirely online, so next time you need to buy a car, just grab your phone, go to vroom.com, and check out thousands of great cars.
Charlotte Wilder here to tell you about my new podcast with Mark Titus called the People Sports Podcast. It comes out every Thursday, and Mark and I take one of the big stories of the week, and then we go off on tangents you never saw coming. This might mean that we start talking about the Dodgers winning the World Series and end up wondering if Knicks fans deserve happiness. Or begin with LeBron's greatness and end up drafting our ultimate beer league softball team made up of old athletes. Whatever it is, the only rule of the show is that it has to be fun and funny, because these days we could all use as many laughs as we can get. So check it out wherever you get your podcasts and come down weird sports rabbit holes with us. We can't wait to have you.
It looks like roster changes are on the way for the Lakers. A report says they are highly motivated to add another significant player to the roster and win it all in 2021. LA has been linked to Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, and DeMar DeRozan, just to name a few. So, Rick, do the Lakers need a third star to compete for a title?
No, they don't need a third star. Did they not just win a year ago a title without a third star? What they need is their two existing stars to be healthy. And if they're not, then nothing else really matters. And certainly the names that we're hearing as the third star, because it's not like they just get to pick whatever third star. I know the Lakers fans and the Lakers in general have the feeling like we just get to choose who's going to come and play with us and win another ring. But the real world actually doesn't work that way. So they are limited to the options that we've heard. Chris Paul at age 36 and Russ Westbrook soon to be 33 or will be before next season, or DeMar DeRozan soon to be 32. Those are the options here for the oldest team in the league. And not only are we talking about adding yet another older player to this group, but we're talking about moving two of the youngest players in their rotation in Talen Horton-Tucker at 20 and Kyle Kuzma at 25. We're moving them out in order to add another older veteran. I get why you would do it, because those are really the best kind of players for LeBron to play with. But the truth of the matter is that if LeBron and AD are healthy, then to LeVar's point, they were arguably the best team in the league last year. And if those two are not healthy, then they're coming in through the back door in the play-in game, and they're getting knocked out in the first round. That's the reality, whether they add a Chris Paul, a Russell Westbrook, a DeMar DeRozan, even a Buddy Hield. All the ancillary pieces don't matter. So to answer the question, no, they don't need a third star. They need their first two stars to be healthy and available.
They do need those first two stars to be healthy and available, but they need a third star just in case one of them isn't, because it's probably a guarantee that one of them won't be healthy for an extended amount of time. I mean, I'm just looking at the factual information here of how many times guys have gone down. Now, LeBron was an Iron Man, but he's not anymore. He has missed games. He has dealt with injuries as of late. But it's that other one. What's the other one? What did Chuck call him? Street Clothes Davis? That's the one you got to worry about. And I'm sorry. We saw the departure of Anthony Davis and the title hopes of this team go with it. So to me, when I look at this Lakers team, they do need a third star, not just a third player, a third star. I was thinking about guys, and I know you're right. You can't just select who you want, but man, like in an ideal world, yes, Dame Lillard makes sense. In an ideal world, you know who makes sense? A Bradley Beal. You need those type of guys. You need to find a star. And listen, if Brooklyn was able to figure out how to get James Harden there, then I don't want to hear it's not realistic to be able to figure out how to get one of those types of guys to LA so that they can win another championship. LeBron is on his way out at some point. At some point, he's on his way out. And even if he does get a nice long run in, at some point, you're going to see more and more of LeBron James on the bench because his body's not going to be able to continue on this long journey of seasons year in and year out. It's been a long career for him. AD, as long as he's there, you're going to have to be concerned about his availability, which we all know, and Marcellus uses it all the time. Availability is the best ability to have. They need another star because it will take the pressure off of what you just said, Rick, which is you got to have your two stars healthy and available. If they're not healthy and available, you got another star that can actually pick up the slack. And that's why I think so, J-Mac.
You know what I love on the screen? It says highly motivated. You know, LeVar, I'm highly motivated to, like, mix in a salad every once in a while. Try to eat healthy, but I love dessert. Like, easier said than done. This idea to bring in Dame Lillard, it's a bit of a pipe dream. It's rare that I agree with Rick Bucher, but I'm kind of with him here. Like, the only way they're getting Bradley Beal is if Bradley Beal says, I'm not playing with anyone except the Lakers. I'm not signing anywhere except the Lakers. And even then, it's a real tough sell. That being said, I think the Lakers are fine with LeBron and AD. We love to crown people quickly. The Phoenix Suns are the greatest team ever. They went to the finals, folks. They were down 2-1 to the Lakers. They were going to get broomed out the rest of the way. The Lakers had that series locked up. The Lakers were favored to get to the finals in the West. They're going to be fine if LeBron and AD are healthy. I do like the idea of bringing in ancillary pieces. Ricky Rubio is a nice, solid point guard. Shot okay from 3 last year. Buddy Hield, I'm ambivalent on him. But short of getting Bradley Beal, all they can do is amplify around the team and hope that Dennis Schroeder and Kyle Kuzma stop beating each other up in the locker room.
So this is the reality that we have to accept, and LeVar touched upon it, which is that the window's closed on the Lakers. Let's be honest. This idea, and I said, LeBron and AD have to be healthy.
Okay.
What's the expectation? What's the realistic expectation that they are going to be
That's the
healthy?
pipe dream.
They weren't healthy for a 72-game stretch. Now they're going to be healthy for an 82-game
Rick, you got to
stretch.
mention the condensed offseason, right? To be fair, right? You got to mention it was
let's
the
mention
shortest offseason in sports.
You also
history.
have to mention
It doesn't matter.
fair, but you also have to mention LeBron
fair.
James's age, and you have to mention Anthony Davis's history, and you have to accept that they won a championship with the benefit of taking 3 months off and then restarting their engines in the bubble where there was no travel. It was about the least demanding finals run that you could ask, or playoff run that you could ask for. So there's no easy solutions to what the Lakers have right now. And that's the greatest issue. And the idea of getting ancillary pieces, they tried to do that last summer. That's why they got Montrezl Harrell.
And
That's why they
Schroeder.
got Marc Gasol.
Yes.
And Dennis Schroeder. They brought all these pieces in, and I was right there with most people and saying, wow, I think they might have gotten better. Like, they got a little bit younger, got a little more versatile. This is going to work. And ultimately, it did not.
Schroeder
and now
couldn't
they're
stay
having to
healthy.
reshuffle the deck again. And why are they having to do that? Because of the nucleus that you're working around, which is LeBron James at his age has to have the ball in his hands, but is he good enough anymore to be that dominant player with the ball in his hands? You're looking for another playmaker, another person who can assist him in doing all that he does, but you're still paying him premium freight. You're still paying Anthony Davis premium freight, and yet we're looking for pieces that are going to not just complement them, but take things off their plate.
Right,
It's
Rick,
just
let me ask you, Rick.
it's not an arithmetic that works at this
I got to ask, Rick, we just saw playoffs. Jamal Murray goes down. Nuggets have no chance. Kyrie Irving gets hurt. Nets have no chance. Let's be realistic. Rick, are you agreeing with me that the healthy Lakers, up 2-1 on the Suns, were getting to the finals, probably winning the championship? Would we agree on that?
No, but if everybody else is healthy, if the Clippers are healthy, no.
Oh, please, Rick. You don't really think the paper clips were better than the Lakers. The paper clips were healthy and had needed 7 to get by Luka Doncic and a bunch of dudes on the Mavericks. Stop it.
You just not going to mention that James Harden was injured as well?
James Harden was injured as well, yes.
You want to just throw Kyrie Irving out there. So if they don't, if all things given, with y'all saying availability and everyone healthy, if all 3 of them are on, you got a 3-headed Kraken on the court. You're saying if all 3 of them aren't healthy, they don't win it all?
I'd like to see Nets Lakers. But let's remember, the Bucks, the champions, they got smoked in 2 games against the Nets. Absolutely destroyed.
And almost
and they were down 2-0. If Kyrie doesn't go down, that series is over.
No, if KD has on a shorter shoe, a shoe that fits his foot,
yes.
The game is over. So that's even up for debate. They need a 3rd star. You just sat there and said they don't need a 3rd star, Rick. They need a 3rd star. Come on.
It's Mission Impossible,
Just
LeVar.
admit it.
It's not happening.
That's the only chance
What did
they
you just
had.
say, J-Mac? It's Mission Impossible. That's what it is.
Yeah, and they don't have Tom Cruise running the front office.
Different ancillary players. The window is closed. The page is turned. It's time to realize where the Lakers are with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They have a fragile core at this point. So you can paper it as much as you want. You can put as many pieces around them as you want. And even the idea of like Bradley Beal. How many playoff rounds has Bradley Beal won, much less a championship?
And let's not go there. Devin Booker hadn't won anything and was phenomenal in the playoffs. You put him next to a real player.
And still hasn't and was not phenomenal in the finals by any stretch.
What are you talking about? He had back-to-back 40-point games, Rick. Get out of here. Stop. Devin Booker's not the reason they lost. Are you crazy?
Two 40-point games, and they were meaningless. They didn't win either.
Guys, do you guys want to know what Mission Impossible isn't? It is possible. You want to know what is possible? Keeping Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Do players want to go to Green Bay to play with Aaron Rodgers? Well, we'll answer that next.
That's a tease.
For yourself.
That is a tease. That's professional.
Yeah.
Tease it in your wallet.
Aaron Rodgers aired out a number of his issues with the Packers Wednesday, and one of his concerns was having a voice in personnel decisions. Rodgers talked about wanting to expand his role to improve Green Bay's roster. Take a listen.
So I wanted to offer my services as a recruiter, and I think we can all understand, Green Bay isn't, a huge vacation destination. People are coming here to play with me, to play with our team and knowing that they can win a championship here. And the fact that I haven't been used in those discussions was one I wanted to change moving forward. And I felt like based on my years, the way I can still play, that should be a natural part of the conversation.
So, Jason, do players want to go to Green Bay to play with Aaron Rodgers?
This is a tough one, Rick, because I like to trust the data, and the data here is very incomplete. Now, this is one of those unique situations where Aaron Rodgers makes a bold statement. I mean, this was he had some big ones. He put them out there and said, hey, guys, people want to come here to play with me. And then you look and you're like, really? It was a heads, I win, tails, you lose situation. Hey, Green Bay, people want to come play with me. Oh, yeah, really? Who does, Aaron? Who wants to come play with you? Well, maybe you should try to bring in guys to play with me. They'll want to, because there is zero evidence that they've brought in wide receivers to want to play with Aaron Rodgers. Now, you could also argue that the Packers historically love the draft. They build through the draft as opposed to free agency. I don't know, guys. This is a really tough one, LeVar, because when I look at Aaron Rodgers saying a statement like that, it felt like he put everything on the Packers. It was a very senatorial moment from him. 33 minutes he stood at the podium, essentially trashing the team he's played his entire career for, that he's going to play for a couple more years, and he laid all his cards down. He's like, look, I'm holding double aces. I got this locked up. You guys have to make the next move. And frankly, I don't know if they're going to bring in anybody besides Randall Cobb, who, let's be honest, is not that much of a game changer for the Packers.
So basically your argument just made Aaron Rodgers' point. You sounded frustrated talking about bringing in Randall Cobb. He's frustrated with only being able to get a small win and bringing in Randall Cobb. That's the point. Here's 4 reasons. I'm going to give you my top 4 reasons why you go to the Green Bay Packers. Y'all ready? I should have gave y'all full screen, but I'm going to read it to you. Why go to Green Bay? Number 1, for the money. If you get the bag, everything else, you can deal with it. I can cope with snow. I can cope with not winning. I can cope with a lot of things when I get that bag that compensates all of the pain and suffering. I get that compensation. Number 2, Aaron Rodgers. Number 3, money. Yep, I want the bag. I need the bag if I'm coming to Green Bay. That's right. It's a repeat. And number 4, to win. And why is win number 4? Because really, in the end, number 2 is the only reason why you're going to win in Green Bay right now, which is Aaron Rodgers. Now, with him saying, allow me to recruit, let me be a part of that, that doesn't say I am a bona fide personnel decision maker for this team. All he's saying is, I have connections. I got relationships. I have a good agent. We know people. We can facilitate these situations. There's no reason to question if Aaron Rodgers' swag hand is able to get somebody to come to Green Bay to play, right? Think about this. I used to go to the Pro Bowl. Yeah, I was a Pro Bowler in my former life.
Flex.
And at the Pro Bowl, you know what we used to do when we sat down at the pool in between, like getting our little practice in before we went and played the game? We played dominoes. We sit at the bar. We watch TV. We talk. We had drinks, order service out there, get some food. And we talked about what's going on with your team. Oh, what's going on with your team? You think that, well, what do you think about if you came? Those recruiting moments are taking place all the time. And there is such a respect and reverence for one another that communication is wide open, fellas. It's wide open. So when you hear somebody like Aaron Rodgers, who's at the top, he's upper echelons of those guys, let me tell you something. If Aaron Rodgers comes to me at the Pro Bowl and we're hanging out or we're at the Super Bowl and we're talking on radio row, press row, and he's like, dude, you should think about coming to Green Bay. If you don't think I'm thinking about going to Green Bay, if I have the opportunity to go to Green Bay, you are crazy. You are out of it and you are out of touch. He 100% has the influence, the reputation, the status to recruit major brand free agents and players in trade situations to come to Green Bay, which otherwise would not go there.
So how often is Aaron Rodgers hanging out with other dudes?
I would assume as much as you need be if you're trying to build a championship team.
He's got a lot of celebrity girlfriends.
Okay, so but
well, something's going right for him.
Also true.
This is what's confusing. He just told us that guys come, and correct me if I'm getting this wrong, guys come to Green Bay not because it's a vacation destination. It's because they get the chance to play with Aaron Rodgers.
That's right.
Right? That's what he said.
That's a flex.
Why guys come to. But at the same time, he said, but I haven't been allowed to be part of those discussions. I haven't been utilized in that way. So, wait a minute. You guys are coming, but you're not the part
I think you're taking him out of context. You're taking them out of context.
No. I'm just hearing
the way you are manipulating
what I'm doing is I'm hearing what he said.
You're forcing him to be a contradiction of what he's saying. What he's trying to tell you is
I'm not forcing him to do anything.
Even with the influence that he has of getting guys there right now, it has been good enough for them to be one game away from the Super Bowl through it all. Yeah. If you allowed for the influence that I had, because guys are going to come here, that's like current talk. Like
that's
like calling a woman bro. Like, I don't know why we do it, but we do it. Like, hey, bro. Like, it's current talk. So when he says guys come here, he's not saying guys have come here. He's saying guys come here, put me in position where guys will come here and play for Green Bay. He's not saying past tense. He's saying put me in position and we'll get to the Super Bowls. I only had one Super Bowl, 2 appearances. Let me get guys in and we'll win them. That's what he's saying.
Okay, so the real issue is not that they're not engaging Aaron Rodgers to get guys there. It's that they're not engaging guys to get there. They historically have not done. They don't, by and large, go after big name free agents.
You're right.
That's the issue.
But what he's saying is, okay, so now we're on the same page. You're right with what you're saying, but what he's saying is that in not engaging him to get those guys that you're trying to engage or not engaging, if you get me involved, we can engage those players or more, or guys you might have not even thought of, and get them to come to Green Bay and play.
I agree, but here's the issue.
Okay.
It's the way the Green Bay Packers operate, not that they're not engaging Aaron Rodgers. They don't go after free agents. He could have just cut to the chase.
Because they can't get them.
Look.
No.
Because they can't get them.
No,
who's
because
to say they can't get them? They're not spending any money on them.
They can't get them.
They can get them.
No, they don't want to spend that money.
I was one of them. I was one of them free agents. I was one of them free agents, and they offered me more money. They offered me more money than the New York Giants did, and I turned it down and chose the bigger market and went there. And they won the Super Bowl the year after the Giants won it. They won the Super Bowl the year after.
So
they got Charles Woodson to go.
Aaron Rodgers couldn't make the difference. Like if Aaron Rodgers had said to you,
it was Brett
hey,
Favre.
dog, I know New York's a bigger market and all that.
If it was Aaron Rodgers, I probably would have went.
LeVar, you can look at the history of the Packers.
Yeah.
The last 25 years, they do not go after free agents. I know maybe they went after you because you're special and Preston Smith and a couple others, but historically, that's the Aaron Rodgers issue. And he has a legit argument. 25 years with Favre and Rodgers back-to-back as quarterbacks, 2 Super Bowls. That's it. That's all they won in 25 years. And Aaron Rodgers just saying, let me recruit guys.
Let me recruit.
Let me help you.
Let me help.
Let's bring in guys.
Yeah,
let's
bring
change
them in.
the way you do business.
Because
it's
you ain't
clearly
getting
not
them here off
working.
anything else.
And I will help us get over the top.
That's right. That's right.
He's got a point.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it now. I know you guys have never spent the money. I know you've never gone after free agents. But hey, you know what? Let's just change the whole
that's
dynamic.
because he just saw
why don't
Tom
you guys
Brady
go after free agents?
recruit everybody, and they
want
want us
It's the perfect timing.
And these Packers
Here's the
are
truth of the
drafting
matter.
Jordan
Tom Brady
Love.
wasn't recruiting guys to New England.
It's the
like you're
perfect
making
timing.
such a big deal about what he did with Tampa Bay.
They got.
That
what
is
are you
a
talking about?
very
They got Randy
unique
Moss.
situation.
It was
Guys,
a
look.
unique situation. No doubt about it, Rick. But it's still perfect timing. You could argue, and it would be a good argument, that Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Tom Brady. And if you give Aaron Rodgers the autonomy that you gave Tom Brady in Tampa Bay, and oh, by the way, you came up 1 game short and lost to Tom Brady in the championship round. That I think it's a good argument. I think it's a sensible discussion.
And if you gave Aaron Rodgers the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I guarantee you they would have listened to Aaron Rodgers and they would have brought Randall Cobb or whoever the hell else he wanted in there to go win a championship. It's a different dynamic. Tom Brady wasn't getting any of that say. He was sacrificing money in New England.
That's correct.
He wasn't the guy who was speaking out and was at the table with Bill Belichick telling him who they
You
should
don't need
draft.
to speak when you're winning Super Bowls every year.
He took control. Tom Brady took control of his career. And what you're seeing take place now with Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers is taking control of his career. And Green Bay can either get on board with that or they can lose out to him leaving.
They already decided to move on.
I don't think so.
That's a terrible mistake.
I think he
what you're
turned
seeing
I
with
think
Aaron
they had
Rodgers
committed
is
to getting rid of him.
jealousy over what Tom Brady did going to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Russell
saying,
Wilson's
damn
got
it, I am the better
jealousy.
quarterback.
And you're going to see a lot of quarterbacks.
It's not jealousy.
Hey, the Buffalo Bills added Stephon Diggs, okay? Josh Allen couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. You bring in Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen's completion percentage goes up. He's an MVP candidate. They're in the AFC Championship, okay? If these teams like the Packers would make smart moves, Aaron Rodgers gets over the top and wins Super Bowls.
Yeah. Okay, so by the way, the two guys that I can name who went to play with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay and literally play with him, meaning on the offensive side of the ball, was Jimmy Graham and Mercedes Lewis, right? Those are the two guys who made that decision. They wanted to go play with that quarterback. At this point, I don't know how awesome the Aaron Rodgers factor and who you bring in and the influence that they have. Now, I would say that there's probably a lot of defensive players that have gone to Green Bay to say, you know what, I'll take care of the defense. Preston Smith, Cedar Smith, etc., because I know that Aaron Rodgers has got the offensive side of things. But if I just look at what they have gained as a result of Aaron Rodgers recruiting guys, the last being Randall Cobb, I'm not overwhelmed by the Aaron Rodgers impact.
Rick, you just made Aaron Rodgers' point. Coming up, the NBA draft is tonight.
Our
guy Jason releases his latest mock draft. We'll tell you if we had any issues with it. I have an issue with Rick Bucher. We're coming back. That's next. So speak for yourself.
Let's talk about the future stars in the NBA. The draft is tonight, and reports say the Pistons, they're going to take former Oklahoma State star Cade Cunningham, #1. In honor of the event, the 7th version of my mock draft just dropped on FoxSports.com. I've been doing it all year for FoxSports.com. I like a different route. Take a look at my top 5. I got the Pistons. I think Jalen Green is the smart move, number 1. Rockets should go Cade Cunningham. Evan Mobley, 3 to Cleveland. Of course, Jalen Suggs, who everybody loves, to the Raptors. Then a bit of a twist with Scotty Barnes to Orlando. Rick Bucher, Mr. NBA. You got to love my top 5 picks in the mock draft, do you not?
Straight up, unabashed, unapologetic, unconscionable trolling is what your mock draft is.
Oh, wow.
But I understand, J-Mac, because when you do 7 mock drafts, you have to change it up. You have to throw wrinkles in there, even if those wrinkles don't exist. And this idea that Jalen Green is going to be the number 1 pick right off the bat, you just decided, you know what? I'm going to hook everybody. I'm going to throw everybody this wild curve, because every other mock draft and every other person in the NBA and everybody inside the Detroit Pistons organization has decided that Cade Cunningham is going to be the number 1 pick. Jade Cunningham, excuse me. So why not? Why not, J-Mac? You've gotten to the 7th iteration of your mock draft. You have to do something different.
Well, it reminds me,
Let's
Rick.
go ahead and put Jalen Green at the top of it. Why not?
Oden,
Because people are going to get outraged
draft.
like I am right now.
I've been covered mock drafts online forever. Everybody and their mom had Greg Oden number 1. I picked Kevin Durant number 1. I said I would take Durant over Oden. I was the only guy on planet Earth. I took a lot of heat, just as you're giving me right now. 5 years later. How did that turn out? I mean, listen, I've watched a lot of Jalen Green. I've interviewed his teammates on my podcast, on my radio show.
Number 1 pick.
Jalen Green,
a mock draft.
Should
it's not a talent
the number 1
estimation
pick in this mock draft. He's got a higher ceiling, you know this, than Cade Cunningham, who I like. And now it's turned out that, like, oh, Jason, you're bashing Cade Cunningham. No, he's a nice player. He's not Luka Doncic, Rick. You know Cade Cunningham is not Luka Doncic, so
nice
I don't want to hear that. Jalen Green is the guy. He's going to be the best player in this draft in 3 years.
Listen, I don't really get into the whole numbering thing because it's just not my thing. But when I look at this top 5, I like this top 5. Evan Mobley is really, really impressive to me. And listen, with the decline of the big man, like the running backs in the NFL, when you get a guy like Evan Mobley who can get up and down the court, he can handle the ball. Like, we were excited when we saw Shaq go coast to coast dribbling a ball. Well, let me tell you something. Evan Mobley probably handles the ball as good as maybe, a ball handling, guy on the court. So at 7 foot, to be a big man and you are as explosive and as athletic as he is, I'm high on him. When I look at Jalen Green, I'm bullish about him. You know why? Because I love explosive, exciting players. And he really, really excites me when I watch him play. He's aggressive. He attacks the rim. He's fearless. It's almost like, he's, if you know what I'm talking about, and hopefully I don't offend anybody, but he's got a street ball vibe to the way he attacks the rim and the way he handles the ball and the way he creates space. I love guys that can create space. I love guys like Russell Westbrook. We've seen Morant's, him growing in his reputation. So I'm big on him. And listen, Suggs, he played football. I'm big on Suggs. He played football. If you thought, oh, he played football, Suggs, yeah, there is a relation there. He's got family that is second cousin to Terrell Suggs. But he was a multi-sport guy. And anytime I see a multi-sport guy that plays basketball, he's going to have some type of success because of the level of toughness that they're going to bring to the table. And generally speaking, they have to have a different skill set than what natural basketball players have. And, oh, yeah, he was that guy that hit that, that game winner, in March Madness. He banked it off the backboard. They said he called it. So I'm with that. I like the 5, but I don't really get into all of the lineups of 1, 2, 3, and 4. I like these 5 right here, though, in the top 5.
J-Mac, you have me so screwed up that I'm adding a J and then taking away a J from Cade Cunningham's name. It's
okay.
The fact that you got Jalen Green in a place that he doesn't belong, and this is, call it something else. It's a mock draft, which means it's how you think the draft is going to go, not how their careers are going to go 5 years from now. Because I would dare say that I might put Jalen Suggs a little bit higher if I was just going on how I think that their overall careers, the chance, if I'm betting on what they're going to be 5-10 years from now. But if it's about who's going to get picked tonight, there is no way, there is no insilla of you that believes that Jalen Green is going to be picked first by the Detroit Pistons. Just cop to that and we're good.
Oh, no,
okay? That's
Rick,
all I need to
question.
hear is that this is not about that you think the Detroit Pistons are actually going to take, that there's any possibility
No, Rick.
that they are going to take.
It's official. Woj announced it like 2 hours ago that they are playing it safe and taking Cade Cunningham. Jalen Green is a guy who could possibly get you fired if he doesn't turn into Zach LaVine or Bradley Beal in 3 years, as everybody around the league thinks he can become. Cade Cunningham's going to come in, play it safe, 17-10, probably as a rookie because offensive numbers are inflated, and you're going to keep your job. And I respect that from Weaver. But I think without question, Jalen Green is the guy you want in this draft. And I like what you say about Jalen Suggs. In one of the mock drafts, maybe mock draft 5.0, we do them throughout the year. I compared him to Drew Holiday. I said his upside is enormous. By the way, Rick, since you love mock drafts, well, you do love them. At Fox Sports, we run the gamut. We got our 2022 mock draft tomorrow on the website. Wow. Yes, that's true, Rick. It's a thing. It'll do bigger numbers than any NBA story this month because that's how the internet works. Yeah. Staying with hoops, tonight's NBA draft is featured on the free-to-play Fox Bet Super 6 app. Scan the QR code below, download the app, and answer 6 questions about the draft for your shot to win $1,000. Rick, you could win $1,000. Coming up next, Tom Brady just won a 7th ring, but someone thinks he can't carry a team right now. We'll tell you if we agree next on Speak for Yourself.
Oh, wow.
Next Thursday on Fox, the NFL is back. Catch Big Ben and the Steelers as they battle Zeke and the Cowboys in the Hall of Fame game. All the action is on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Let's get to the champs. Tom Brady won his 7th Super Bowl title a few months ago, but he still has some doubters out there. The Athletic polled coaches and evaluators, and they have Brady as a Tier 1 QB. But an anonymous offensive coordinator says Brady is Tier 2, adding, quote, "I just don't think he can carry a team now." So, LeVar, what's your reaction to this OC, this anonymous OC, saying that Tom Brady can't carry a team?
Duh. He's never carried a team. Like, let's be real here. It's like, who put this thing together? I'm the glue. Someone said, like, that's Tom Brady. He's the glue. He's never had to carry the team. Let me run off a few names for you, just so you can understand. When Tom Brady started his first year and they won that Super Bowl, they had a guy by the name of Teddy Bruschi, heartbeat, heart and soul of that team. They had another guy on that team. His name was Willie McGinnis. Y'all might have heard his name before. There was another guy out there on that defensive side of the ball. He was cover guy. What was his name? Oh, yeah, Ty Law. Then you had another guy in the back end of that defense, Lawyer Malloy. That's his first Super Bowl run team that beat the greatest show on turf, when they went into Houston and all that good stuff. Let me tell you something. Tom Brady has always embraced the team factor of what he has represented. He's never been a guy that was going to carry the team on his back to win a Super Bowl, and he never will be. But what he does is he raises the standard of expectation. We talked about culture is the reason why a team will have success or not have success. Having that ability to be able to influence and inspire and have guys aspire to be more than what they thought they could ever be. He learned that early on in his career. He learned it from the coach, he learned it from the owner, and he learned it from a host of amazing football players that were on that team. Don't take away the respect factor of what those guys were to the New England Patriot way, because there were guys that were a part of the New England Patriot way before Tom Brady became a part of it. So for a GM to anonymously put it out there that Tom Brady is not at a point in his career where he can carry a team to the Super Bowl, he never was that guy to begin with. So why even put that out there? You make yourself sound kind of foolish.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why it's anonymous.
I'd even take it a step further. I don't think any quarterback can carry a team to the Super Bowl and win. We've seen quarterbacks drag teams deep in the playoffs. Cam Newton had a #1 defense with the Carolina Panthers. But you look at that offense, folks. It was the Cam Newton show. They didn't win the Super Bowl. Dan Marino got a good but not great Dolphins team to the Super Bowl young in his career. They didn't win. Like John Elway took some mediocre to really good Broncos teams to the Super Bowl, could not win until they get Terrell Davis, who becomes the MVP of the Super Bowl. Like, it's just not a real thing. Carry a team. Can he put them over the top? Well, clearly. Jameis Winston, interceptions and all, was a turnover machine in Tampa. They had a great team around him. Out with Jameis, in with Brady, Super Bowl win. Like, Tom Brady can get you over the top, and I think that's what Aaron Rodgers also believes. I can bring in guys, we can put my team over the top. Deshaun Watson dragging some pretty bad Texans teams deep into the playoffs, but no one quarterback can take a team and win the Super Bowl. There's 22 starters, there's special teams, coaching matters significantly. This ain't the NBA, folks.
This story hits me a lot like J. Mack putting Jalen Green the #1 pick in his mock draft. It's clickbait. It's, what's the big deal? The Athletic is making this out like, how dare someone say this about Tom Brady? And you guys have made excellent points about, you wouldn't say this about anybody.
No,
and I would
at all.
say especially now when it comes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes, he left New England, and yes, he won another Super Bowl ring without Bill Belichick. But was he a Pro Bowler? No, there was only one Pro Bowler on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that was Jason Pierre-Paul. And if I was going to go to other Pro Bowlers, Tom Brady wouldn't be my first pick. Levante David and Devin White and Ronald Jones, Carlton Davis, Shaq Barrett. Like, there are a number of other guys. And that was the thing, is that it was a collection of guys who ultimately got past the league MVP and Aaron Rodgers. It wasn't because Tom Brady outdueled Aaron Rodgers in that game. Ultimately, it was because Tampa Bay had a better collective team. And part of that is because Tom Brady, being that glue guy, was able to bring in and recruit guys like Rob Gronkowski and Antonio Brown to join the party and be part of it. But this whole construction of, like, Tom Brady is being dissed because he just won a Super Bowl ring, and yet there's an OC suggesting that he's not capable of carrying a team. We don't have any proof of otherwise. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of a little bit surprised that he would be ranked as a tier 1 quarterback at this stage. I think that his experience and his ability in the big moment is there. But if I look at his overall skills versus the top 6, 7, 8 quarterbacks in the league, I'm not sure that I put him in that category of tier 1, regardless of whether he has another Super Bowl ring or not.
Well, here's the thing. A tad bit of perspective. If you're looking at Tom Brady and you're saying to yourself, can Tom Brady get the awards that he's gotten in the past? I would say he probably wouldn't be the guy that's going to be the offensive player of the year again. You know, he might not win the passing title again. He might not go to his 15th Pro Bowl again.
I mean, I think it's pretty set. He's not winning those.
So that's perspective. If that GM rooted what he's saying as, if he's making the equivalent of carrying a team based upon statistical, accomplishments, if it's award-winning accomplishments, then he has a point. But if you're talking purely, this is going to be the reason why they win the Super Bowl, because Tom Brady is going to carry them into the Super Bowl and they're going to win. No, you know what Tom Brady's going to do? He's going to lead them to the Super Bowl like Tom Brady does. And that's never going to change. I don't see that changing until he's done. So if you want to put it in proper perspective, there's your perspective. Maybe he's not going to be an award winner. Maybe he's not going to be winning statistical awards and stuff like that. But he will win the war overall and put that ring on his finger. That's Tom Brady.
I don't know, Rick. I help with my wife teaching my young kids math. They're doing the homeschool thing because of COVID. And, when they go roundabout ways to get to answers, we're like, no. You just took an ass backwards way of like slapping Tom Brady across the face. Like, Carlton Davis? Did you just say he was more important than Brady? Did you just reference